My name is Nismo Nick. Can you believe it? This is a 2024 Nismo Z. Now I know you all have seen reviews on this car, but those reviews don't count. You know why? Because it's not by me, Nismo Nick. And y'all know how much I love these cars. And you know I've been driving the new Z for over a year and a half now. So stay tuned and get all of my honest opinions, good and bad, what I think makes the 2024 Nismo Z special, what I think it's missing, and just why I think it's so friggin' cool. So here we are at Tonto National Forest in beautiful, carefree Arizona. And I am free of cares because I am with a brand new 2024 Nismo Z. Now, you may wonder why I have it parked here in a field of rocks. Well, A, it looks cool, and B, as you can see, every rock is some form of gray. That's what this color is. Stealth Gray is not a new Nissan color, but it is new to Z. And what I love about the Stealth Gray is it is a different color no matter where you look at it. It's dark and when there's no light, it almost got a pearlescence in the light. I love this color because no matter where you look, it highlights a different angle of the car. Just like these rocks, no matter which rock you look at, there's a different form of gray that appears when light hits it. And that's why I think this is just a really cool spot to talk about Stealth Gray. So let's talk about some of the exterior styling that make the Nismo the Nismo. Let's start with the front body kit. Now Nissan is very proud of this mesh down here. They are saying that it is the thinnest mesh that Nissan has ever put on a production car. Cool? I mean, I get it. I think that it looks cool. Functional, yeah, I mean, it's gonna help with airflow. Do I need to know it's the thinnest mesh? I don't know. But what I do love is this new front bumper. It extends the length of the car. And one thing I love about the Nissan emblem now is how it's almost highlighted with its own halo around the badge. I think that's just a really cool touch, and it differentiates between the standard Z model. And as you can see, it is a Nismo. So what does that mean in Nissan land? Red stripe, red stripe, red stripe. You cannot have a performance car, especially a Nismo, without a red stripe. So another thing that I love about the exterior styling of the Nismo is it doesn't look cheap. There is no black plastic anywhere. Even on the side skirt, on the traditional Z, or the Sport or the Performance I should say, you have that matte black plastic that just doesn't look good. It almost looks unfinished. Here, gloss black, you have a gloss red stripe. It just looks the part and it looks expensive because it should, because this car is expensive. Now, all isn't perfect with the exterior styling of the Nismo. There is one thing in the back of the car that I don't like it. I don't get it. They should have asked me. I would have told them where to put it. But let's talk about the Nismo badge. Why is it dead center in the middle of the bumper? I have no clue. You and I both know that it would have looked really good probably on the spoiler, or even there next to the taillight, or you know what, even next to the Z. But you know what, Nissan's like, hey, we got this. Nismo, stick it in the middle, everybody's gonna see it, that's what it is. I don't think it looks good there. I didn't design the car, but that's my opinion. So some things that I absolutely love about the back of the Nismo Z, I love this 3-piece spoiler. I think they did an amazing job to get this body line with the spoiler there. It's amazing. I think it looks great. Another thing that I absolutely love, a very functional rear vent in the rear bumper. But we both know what's gonna happen. We're gonna take this car on the track or somewhere, and we're gonna be picking rocks out of this little crack here and getting scratches on our body kit. I get the function, but we all know stuff's gonna get stuck in there. So if you've seen the previous video of the Performance Z that I reviewed, which we will link below, why? Why is the gas door so big? Why? Why? Why, Nissan? Why do I have to have a gas door the size of two of my hands? Why? And also, Nissan, I gave you a pass for 2023. This is a 24 model. What is this? What is this? I don't have an easy fill gas thing? Come on, everybody's doing it. You're doing it. Your Rogue has it. Your Pathfinder has it, but no. 1989 in the house, gotta put my gas cap on. It's fine. Need two hands to close my gas door. It's totally, no. So next thing I'm gonna talk about with the Nismo is the wheel. So let's take, Stealth Gray Nismo. Stealth Gray Nismo. Oh, plugging my brand, Nismo Nick. So another thing that I absolutely love about the Nismo Z is these beautiful forged 19-inch wheels. And here's why. We all know what version Nismo wheel we all love. The V1 Nismo wheel, the 5-spoke, perfect wheel. This wheel's beautiful too. What I really love is that Nissan actually embossed the wheel with the Nismo brand, and it's actually colored. It matches the red O. It's just, there's a lot of detail to the exterior of this car that I didn't expect Nismo to do. Like this, the extremely wide, super aggressive, itty bitty fender flare. Now I get it, it's there for styling, but when you talk about wide body, when you talk about fender flares, I have flossed with things thicker than this. It is a little baby flare, which is fine, but then you have 285s back here. I have 305s on a Z Proto that sit perfectly flush. I don't need a fender flare. My fenders aren't flared and they fit just fine. I love the look of it. I just don't get it. They're too thin. That's my opinion. You may have a different one. Mine's the only one that counts. So now that we've talked about the exterior styling of the Nismo Z, it is time for me to very carefully get this car out of stealth gray rockland so we could talk about the performance and the interior and what else makes the Nismo Z extremely special. Come with me. Nissan. Film for YouTube, it's so much fun. Got to put cars on rocks, and now I've got to move, one of one in Arizona off of Mount Stealth Grayness. Because if I put a scratch on this car, I'm going to get murdered. I don't want to get murdered. Better things to get murdered over than a Stealth Gray Nismo, even though I love it. Oh yeah, do it for the clout. Oh yeah, Nismo Nick goes off-road and viral for totaling a Nismo Z in the desert of Arizona. Of course, I've got a reverse camera from 1993, so I can't see a thing behind me. Front camera, no. Doing it. We're doing it. This is the new 2024 Nismo Z Off-Road Edition Pro 4X. Hope you all like this video. It might be my last. So one new feature that makes the Nismo a Nismo is a new drive mode called Sport Plus. What I love about Sport Plus is I was kind of skeptical when I first heard about it because, drive modes, whatever. First of all, you can definitely feel the transmission. It almost wants to be like race. It's like, let's go, I'm ready, we're shifting. 50% quicker shifts, which you can really notice. It brings the car alive. In the automatic performance model, you have your standard and your sport mode. They're fine, you can't really notice a huge difference between the two modes, but when you put this into Sport Plus mode, you get to do cool stuff like this. So driving the Nismo Z through some really twisty roads, it's a lot of fun. What I'm most surprised about is the exhaust on the Nismo. I am in Sport Plus mode right now. I'm keeping it right around the 2,000 to 3,000 RPM mark, but those downshifts, first of all, they're quick. And then you get this nice burble that I wasn't expecting, nor was I really hoping for. I mean, the exhaust, we all know, we all are going to change it. In case you did not know, Nismo makes a sport and a track version of a performance exhaust for the Zs, including the Nismo. So I wasn't expecting the factory exhaust to have the sound that it does, but it is much appreciated. What else is appreciated is the steering. It's just so much tighter. Not heavier, tighter. There's a difference. If you guys have ever driven a Frontier pickup truck, that's heavy steering. As soon as you point the wheel in a direction, it goes. And that was unexpected as well. You know, you may be thinking, oh, well, it's a body kit and it's some wheels and whatever. No, I mean, there are actually some performance upgrades. It's stiffer, again, tighter steering. The horsepower, yeah, it's only 20 horsepower, but the way the power is put down, that makes a difference. The fact that it's got tires that don't just spin through every gear, that also helps. Do I wish it was a manual transmission? What was it, 2015 when the 370Z Nismo came out? With that body style, I should say. It had the automatic transmission option, and everybody thought it was stupid. So did I, because we all know Nismo Z, performance car, 6-speed manual. I even argued about it with the last video on just the regular Zs, and how I preferred the 9-speed automatic, which I do. I think the performance model, that 9-speed is great. Do I think that the Nismo should have been manual only or a manual option? Yes. I think that rowing your own gears in a Nismo branded product makes sense. Let's be real, you could get a 6-speed manual Nismo Sentra, but I can't get a 6-speed manual Nismo Z. And I think there's a reason why Nissan did that, and here is my opinion, and maybe even a prediction. I think there's another Nismo model coming. So let's talk about GTR. There's what? The Premium, there's the T-Spec, there's the Nismo, and Nismo is top tier when it comes to GTR world, but the T-Spec is essentially a track edition. I think that there is going to be a T-Spec Nismo Z. I think that there is another version of the Nismo coming out that is going to have the transmission that we all want, and I think it's going to have a little bit more power, and I think it's also going to have some of those factory Nismo parts already on it. I wouldn't call that a spoiler alert, I would call that a Nismo Nick prediction. So another thing that makes the Nismo a Nismo, motorcycles, is when you get a Nismo anything, you usually get a Recaro seat. And yes, this has the Nismo Recaro seats, but they're not my favorite, and I will tell you why. Back to what I said a little bit earlier about me thinking there's another high performance version coming. These Recaro seats do not feel like Recaro seats to me. So I have a Nismo RS JUKE, which you can see in another video of mine, which I will also link below. Those are Recaro seats. In fact, I invented something called the Recaro hop, because to get in the seat without getting that seat all up in you have to hop over that bolstering. What I feel like this seat is I feel like it just has a little bit better of some bolstering for the side. The back is just a little bit more supportive. It holds you just a little bit better. And the bottom feels like it's from the regular car. I feel like the bottom of the seat is from the Sport or the Performance, and the top of the seat is a Recaro. I don't know if I like that. I expected these seats to be a lot more supportive, and even let's compare the Infiniti Q60 Red Sport. It actually has automatic bolstering. Why doesn't this? If the Red Sport, which is Infiniti's Halo Sport trim, why doesn't the Nismo? Another thing about the Nismo Z that I love on the inside is all the red accents. I love the red start button. I love the red drive mode selector. I love that when you start the car, the digital dash has a new screen that's red, and it even says Nismo on that screen. Fun fact, in the enhanced mode of the screen, it actually shows a real Nismo car, not just a generic Z. That is cool. That's where it stops. I don't think the interior feels any special. I think that there should have been some sort of badge related to what number Nismo this was. I mean, Nissan is very proud of the fact that since 1969, they've been making Zs, but why aren't they numbering their car? And to compare another Nissan product, my JUKE Nismo RS, when you get in that car, you have true Recaro seats, you have Alcantara everywhere, red stitching everywhere. Yeah, it's fake, but you have a carbon fiber look all around everything you touch. I think that car feels special. I think this car feels cool. I don't think it feels special. And that is why I still think there's another version of the Nismo Z coming out, because there's still more they can do. If you think the Nismo is the ultimate version of the new Z, it's not. And I don't think it is either. So under the hood of the Nismo is under the hood of any new Z. They look the same. And that's a con to me. And I'll explain why. I think that the Nismo should look a little bit different than just the standard model. Why isn't this red? What happened to the Nismo strut tower brace off of the last gen? Why does it look like the regular car? So you may think that that's a problem, but I'm not mad at it, and I'll tell you why Nissan saved it. There, believe it or not, is a ton of stuff for this car and for all Zs. Believe it or not, there's a factory carbon fiber engine cover for this. There are Nismo intakes, there's a Nismo strut bar. You can dress this up to look the part, but I think that it should have looked the part from the start. I think that it should have come from the factory with a Nismo strut brace. I think it should have come from the factory with a carbon fiber engine cover. The intakes, I get it. That's an accessory that you can choose to add, but I think as far as cosmetically, in a row of Zs, there's no difference between this and the Nismo, and that's where I think it falls just a little short. Now you may think that I'm disappointed that it doesn't say Nismo all over the engine, but let me tell you something. It says Nismo in other places, and let me tell you how many places it says Nismo. Are you ready? Nismo on the front bumper, that's one. Nismo on the wheels, that's two. Each wheel says Nismo at least once. So we're up to 5. And you know the rear bumper, Nismo right in the middle. So when you're in traffic, you're driving a Nismo. Let's open the door. Guess what? Nismo on the seat, Nismo on the floor mats, and Nismo in the screen. It may not look cool under the hood, but I'll tell you, it says Nismo everywhere. So what do I think about the all-new Nismo Z? I love it. As you can see, it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of performance to be had. Does it have a manual? Nope, it doesn't. It has a fantastic quick shifting automatic transmission that I think is fine. I'm in love with the car. I think that they did a great job, and I think that everybody complaining about the car, that's your opinion. Obviously, you know I complain about other cars, so what do I know? What I do know is Nismo and Nissan did not have to make this car, and they did. It is almost 2024, and here we are with a rear-wheel drive performance sports car that I think is phenomenal. Is it worth $68,500? It is, because that's how much it's always been. If you look at inflation year after year, that's how much the cars cost. So I don't think it's too expensive. I think it's just on par with how much it's always been. So yeah, it's almost 2024. $68,500 is not out of line. How much is a, American muscle car, which I will not name? Same price. How much is the German friend of this car? The same price. How much is we all know the other Japanese friend to this car? Same price. We're in a $60,000 to $70,000 price point, and I just think this one does it just a little bit better. So I hope you liked the video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you like the Nismo Nick content, and I will be sure to bring you even more exclusive Nissan content whenever I can. See you later.